All right. I have had times to lick my wounds and try to heal. False start. Offense number 72. That's going to be on Wells. You got to be honest. I don't like Arizona's chances playing with this quarterback. This Cardinals team is really bad. They are. I don't like to say really bad, but this Cardinals team, they're about as bad as it gets. Yo, Richard and I were just talking about the grassy stream. I was shouting you out the whole time. I think Richard will be here. Hell yeah. Dude, mad love. I appreciate that. I think Richard will be here, and then Richard joined right after you said that. That's crazy. JJ Watt. Say yee! I am here. JJ Watt. We played them last week, and we saw JJ Watt have 3 sacks in the first half. So, I mean, obviously the Broncos' offensive line is just trash, but JJ Watt still playing at a high level. Future Hall of Famer. Big play right there. 3rd and 1. Tampa Bay at midfield. Going to hand it off here, and they're not going to get it. So after a 9-yard run from Leonard Fournette, he's only able to get back to the line on 2 runs. It's time to smash some beers, baby. Haha, Tom was tripping on my street talk. Gotta love it. Were you able to get a good Christmas dinner? I was, thank you. My girlfriend made a honey ham. It was delicious. It had cinnamon to it. It was very Christmassy, sweet. It was great. Thank you for asking. Sorry I was a little bit late. When your team gets beat like mine did, sometimes it takes a minute to lick your wounds before you're ready to jump back on. So the Cardinals take over on downs after 4th down. Conversion is no good. Richard said, I'm Mexican, so tamales all month. I love it. He's cool, but the atmosphere here is my jam. Hell yeah, dude didn't trip. Oh, dude, don't trip. Hell yeah. You know what? You guys are the freaking best, man. I freaking love you guys. We should have we should plan, like once we do this for a couple years, we should have like an only football trip to like a football game or Disney World. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there. Kind of like where my bad, I'm faded. Richard's faded, probably along with a lot of the world right now. Christmas tends to bring the faded out of everyone. I know my dad was a big vodka guy on Christmas for some reason. Never saw him drink vodka, but Christmas, for whatever reason, he liked vodka on Christmas. Oh, this movie looks creepy. What the hell is this? Megan. Looks super weird, man. I don't know. Is that a robot? I'm down for a Broncos game. My daughter had a project about Mexico. Called them tamales. Haha. I had to teach her the Spanish words. Oh my god, that's amazing. I like some good booze any day of the year. Yep. That's true. It's just more accepted. For some reason on Christmas. It's like you can start drinking first thing in the morning, and on Christmas no one will judge you. But you do it on a Tuesday in the middle of March, and everyone says you got a problem. All right, James Conner takes the handoff. Oh, late flag comes out. We'll see if that's holding. Broncos game would be sweet. My vitamins are legal there too. Hell yeah. That's it. We're going to do an only football Broncos trip. That means you work overtime consistently. Man, that'd be fun. Go to like a Broncos Chiefs game on Sunday Night Football with all the crew, have a huge tailgate, promote the show at the tailgate. If you're joining us right now, Tampa in a must-win scenario. They have to win out to get into the postseason. They could win today, but if they lose next week, even though they have a one-game lead on the Panthers, if they lose next week to the Panthers would be able to get in because they've beaten. In that case, they would have beaten the Bucs both matches. So Tampa, even with a one-game lead, they have to win out. Ooh, McSorley. Big pass. No good. 3rd and 17 coming up. Save D-Hop. Save Hopkins. Dude, my cousin's a big fan of the Broncos. He will come and chill. Hell yeah. Bring the family. Dude. This is a total side note, but you said you're Mexican, so what I didn't realize until I went to my first Bronco game, there's a huge portion of the Broncos fan base that is Mexican. A lot of Mexican Bronco fans, and I think it's awesome. I love it because it's just you didn't. For me, like I would have never thought that until I went to a game, and I was like, "Dang, I didn't realize that." For Mexico, this was like one of the teams that they love. Hell yeah, he'll have to come too. I'll bring my uncle. He's a huge football fan. He reminds me of Temple. Get the exposure out there. Yeah, bro, we are everywhere. Hell yeah. Aw. JJ Watt brought his new baby. He's holding him on the sideline pregame. It's adorable. There's never been a better time to get away. It said, well, a lot of us originate from California and Texas. I worked with some Spanish dudes that were big Houston guys, had Astros hats on all the time. So we have football roots. That makes sense. Yeah, when you think about that. Also, Mexican food in Colorado, so good. I mean, obviously, every state has like good spots and bad spots, but that's the one thing about having a big Mexican population represent Colorado. They don't mess the food up. They got the food down. Those hole in the walls, those are the spots, man. Oh my God. Honestly, I think Mexican food is my favorite. I love Mexican food. Authentic Mexican food. What is this steak called? Carne asada. I love carne asada. I love man, I forget. They don't use like Americans use the tortillas that are like the big white flour ones. They use corn tortillas. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in that. Ginger said, Mexican food is my favorite. Here in the Midwest, we get authentic stuff from the food trucks. They're bomb. Yeah, bro, that's why we get fat as fuck. Pastor is the best.
Kelly's thinking about getting piano lessons.
I lived in Miami for 6 years, so I got to do a lot of Cuban food. The coffee is the craziest. I mean, Cuban coffee. They have cortaditos and then colada. Literally colada. They give you like a cup about as big as this candle filled with syrup, and you get these mini shot glass cups, and you just pour the shots to like your construction crew, and you throw it back, and you're like freaking amped, dude. And no one can finish one. That's why they give you sharing cups, is because something this big is strong enough to have an entire construction crew finishing a city building in 3 hours. I'm not even kidding. I'm not tried it yet. I'll have to order it next time. Ooh, Cuban is fire. Legal Coke. Literally, when I worked at a liquor store, they used to post up outside. They gave me food for free. They were my dudes. Yeah. That Cuban bold coffee is literal speed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the fact that you have to like go take a shit like 5 minutes after taking a sip lets you know that they're cutting it with something. There's something in there. Brady hands this off. Loses 3 yards on the carry. JJ Watt says, no soup for you. JJ Watt's having a really good last couple games. Has you shitting pellets? His son's first time seeing his dad play live, and his dad is not disappointing. To me, do you guys even want to see Tampa in the playoffs? Like, doesn't it feel like Detroit? I know Detroit got beat bad by the Panthers, but after that match, I was like, okay, maybe the Panthers could be like a sneaky team in the playoffs. Like, who is the best team right now in the NFC South? Is it the Panthers? Is it the Saints? Is it the Falcons? Or is it the Bucs? Oh, Brady throws the ball right where it needed to be, and it's dropped. I swear I have to dump after drinking coffee too. Bro, I hope you blow up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And yes, because Tom deserves one more run. Hell yeah. I appreciate that, Richard. All love. We're hoping this blows up too. Ginger said, no, I hate Brady being a Colts fan. He can piss off. All right. So we have contrasting opinions in the chat. Some people want to see Tom Brady have one more run at a Super Bowl, and some think he can piss off. Personally, I think this isn't his last year. I think he is not going to go out on a season like this. He's too much of a competitor to just leave his legacy behind with the taste in our mouths as fans of this just kind of stale year. I think he comes back next year, potentially on a different team, and maybe the 49ers. But imagine if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl. If it doesn't, I'll give you my email. If it doesn't, I'll give you my email. And let's show some. Hell yeah. I can't deny his greatness, though, and let's show sometimes. For sure, dude. For sure. I'm just keep rolling with this. I don't even care if it blows up at this point. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here for the overnight views and clicks. I'm here for the long haul. This is a marathon, and I got my running shoes. Said I can't deny his greatness, though. Tom Brady's greatness, undeniable. I guess this year, if you don't like Tom Brady, you're probably really enjoying the fact that he's just not connecting. Cool, man. Ninja said, that's what makes this awesome, Richard. He would chill even if they do blow up. Down to earth as hell. Appreciate that. I wish I could heart like that. Appreciate that, man. You guys are awesome. So next season, this is my as a person that is streaming these games. I guess the biggest concern is that you get into the off season and there's so much non-football months, right? There's no football in, I guess, the second half of February. Then you got March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I just hope that everybody, comes back. But we're going to be putting out content throughout the week. So hopefully that keeps everybody close. Not the only player I was hater on was honestly Russell Wilson. I don't know why. I can tell you why. Because Russell Wilson is probably the easiest player to not like because of all the extracurricular stuff that comes with him. He is cringe. Ooh. In a nice design for Arizona, they come out and they run it on a trick play for 20 yards.
So remember, McSorley can run, right? So what are they going to do here? They're going to pull the offensive lineman the opposite way so that reverse has even more impact because of the fact that McSorley has kept it and gone that way several times.
Here we go. McSorley looking. He loads it up. He's taking a deep shot. Oh, Hopkins had his man beat, and he just didn't throw a good ball. Simple as that. I typed cringe before you even said it. Same page, LOL. He had Hopkins. Totally had Hopkins. This is just a throw you got to make, and you don't have to throw it on the outside shoulder. That guy had no safety help. All he had to do was put the ball in the end zone. That was not an outside. He threw that like he was avoiding a deep safety, making a play on the ball. There was nobody over there. It's frustrating. So you guys may be a little bit ahead of me because I saw that he had Hopkins. I saw that jump in just like a little bit before I saw it. All right. McSorley, shotgun, takes a snap, avoiding the blitz, and he's going to run with this one. The Bucs are there. He's only going to gain 3. 55-yard field goal from here. And they have Matt Prater. So 55's not that bad. Not with Matt Prater. You saw Matt Prater was a Bronco before. He's got, let's see, he made a 64-yard field goal in Denver. McSorley is from Penn State. My bad. Oh, no, you're good. No, I was just telling you guys, damn, Matt Prater could have made that kick from 63. No, I was just telling you guys in case I'm like delayed on responding. I just felt bad. I was like, man, I hope. 63 yards. You saw it said he could have kicked it from 63. Most people are like, yeah, well, he kicked it 63, but he did it in Denver. No altitude right now. Man, Matt Prater's a G. Said it best right here. I'm going to let that breathe. Rest in peace, Joe DiNardo, by the way, best weatherman of all time. Man, I didn't even know that he passed. A lot of like sudden deaths
Yeah, and I think
in the last week.
Cardinals are going to have to take a deep look at themselves and say, we don't have Kyler Murray to start the season. What are our chances? And is that a chance to
We have a
get
tie
the
game.
salary cap, let go of some
Really, Arizona's just trying to play spoiler. I mean, this is a team that is already
year after that? I still think
eliminated from the playoffs.
Prater kicks. Evans Hopkins will let it go. Touchback. And Tampa will take over the last 25. This Tampa offense. Well, the Super Bowl year when Brady showed up, I'm like dropping a Lombardi trophy in your stocking, right? 30.8.
Love you, Joe.
A lot of points. Third in the league.
That's a Pat McAfee reference. That's awesome. Rest in peace, Joe DiNardo, by the way, best weatherman. That's a Pat McAfee reference. Love you, Joe.
That's a lot of cold.
Dude, you are down.
That's a
Dude,
lot
are you
of
down to
points.
chill during
Open
the
hat.
Michigan versus TCU game?
If it holds
Yes,
like that, it's the
yes.
largest in the NFL since the
I'm definitely
mid-70s.
definitely going to be streaming the significant college football games once it gets into the playoffs for sure. I love TCU. I think they deserve to be there. I think if you look at their season, I think they would have been robbed if they weren't in the Final Four. But I also like Michigan. I kind of like Harbaugh. I don't know. I just kind of like him. He's kind of quirky. I don't really know who to cheer for in that game. I'm going to be honest. Said, hell yeah. He invited the Project Bundle thing, had given millions of cold kids jackets. Love you, Joe. That's the best game, honestly. The TCU Michigan game. I think Florida State was doing pretty good. They didn't have their star quarterback, and I think next year they could compete for the playoffs. I really do. Buckeyes will get murdered probably. You're gonna hate this, Jinja, but there's a person at work that's a big Buckeye fan, and I'm just gonna say it. I feel like the Buckeyes are overrated. Like when you look at their schedule, the like strength of opponents, you just don't see a lot of tough games. And then when they played Michigan, I was like, okay, Ohio State is finally playing a real team. They have to play Michigan. And it wasn't even close. And I was like, okay, well, like, I feel like that is a measuring stick game. Like, I get it. You can only beat the teams on your schedule, right? You can't punish a team for not beating teams that they're not playing. But then when you get to that measuring stick game where you're going to play a tough team, tough opponent like Michigan, and you get your ass waxed, I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion about it. Didn't watch much of them. They're horrible, honestly. ESPN pushing them so much. Yeah, because there's a lot of money when big names are in the finals. Like, that's why these small colleges, that's why, like, TCU literally, like, if TCU, you replace them with Ohio State, it would have never been, like, a question. But because they're a small school, I mean, and you think of Cincinnati, too. They went undefeated, and there were still questions whether they were going to be in the playoffs. I mean, they got their ass beat by Alabama, I think. But that's the other thing. I mean, you got to look at it from both sides. So there's the side I just said, but then also you look at the track record of small schools, you know, beating up on everybody in, you know, like a team like Hawaii goes undefeated. You're like, yeah, we throw them into the playoffs, and then they play Alabama and they get destroyed. So you also got to think about like strength of conference. And the Big Ten, I would say the ACC and the SEC are the most competitive. The Big Ten probably right behind them. Said they really aren't that good. Yeah, they really aren't that good. They have all the talent in the world, but they're soft. It's not an article or says going after Harbaugh as head coach. Wow. Damn. First down for the Bucks, and I agree. I would have preferred USC over Ohio State because offensive line man down for the Bucks. I predicted in the preseason that USC was going to make the playoffs, and it was super bold, but it was because I had followed their quarterback. And the only reason I knew about their quarterback was because Colin Cowherd, who lives in California, had secret meetings with people that worked for, the board of USC. And they were like, dude, this guy, because once the portal opened up, like USC with Lincoln Riley and their quarterback, I'm drawing a blank right now, but they like turned their whole program around just in 1 year. And just Utah had USC's number. Yep. And Utah was pretty good this year too. But Colin Cowherd was the guy that told us before the sports ever started. And he can say it a lot better than me because he was a part of these meetings. But he was like, from what I know, I'm only going to tell you this. And it was kind of like a secret almost. It's like USC is going to be good again. And it starts this year. And I believed him and I rolled with it because I was like, yeah, dude, I'll jump on that bandwagon. I don't think anyone would lie about that. It's like, that's pretty freaking bold. And this guy's got a TV show. I don't think he's just going to start saying like some really bad takes. I mean, he does have a lot of bad takes, but that was so far out of left field, the USC thing, that I almost was like, oh, like he knows something that the general population hasn't caught up to yet. And as a sports fan, actually, one of the things I love about this, it is a job, so I'm going to call it a job. I'm not being paid for it, but I'm putting in, over 50 hours a week, either writing content, editing, making videos, live streaming. It's a lot of work. And one of the things I really love about it is sports journaling. Like, for instance, when Russell Wilson played the Seahawks in week 1 as a Bronco, I found a storyline that nobody else was able to find. And that is, there's only been 4 teams to win 100 games with the same team and then play their old team. I think Steve Young did it when he was a 49er, and then he went to the Chiefs, and then the Chiefs played the 49ers. Brett Favre did it as a Viking. He played the Packers. Peyton Manning did it in his second year with the Broncos, and then he played the Colts. And Tom Brady did it in his second year with Tampa. So those are the 4 quarterbacks to win 100 games and play their old team. Russell Wilson would be the 5th. But notice, all 4 of those guys never played their old team in the first year with their new team. So not only was Russell the first quarterback to play the Seahawks in his first year, but the first game of the season was against the Seahawks. So this is a little, I feel like that's what's fun about sports journalism, is that you find these unique storylines that aren't being talked about, and that's what makes you a unique person to follow. It's like, oh, this guy's saying stuff that I can't find, anywhere else. If I'm just repeating what SportsCenter's saying, probably not going to get that many people to follow along. USC improved so much, but Utah's underrated too. The Pac-12 looks so much better. Big Ten and Pac-12 are both pretty bad. Nah, ACC is bad, bro. The other conferences look good. I don't know. I think SEC is a top heavy like everyone else. And this season was pretty disappointing outside the SEC, in my opinion. Penn State raped Auburn. Yeah, Penn State definitely had their number. What is Tom Brady doing? That was not a good pass. Tom Brady's going to throw this one to Leonard Fournette. Ooh, he's got a lot of good blocks, and he's able to get a first down and more. Yeah, Fournette's having a bad year. He just hasn't been his normal self this year. Ginger loves it. No, their head coach. Their head coaches. Still love you, Ginger, my dude. All right, Brady's going to snap this, hand it off back to Fournette after the big play, and this one is going to lead to 0 yards after the big play. Isaiah Simmons, percentage of snaps by alignment. Inside linebacker, 58. Outside linebacker, 23. Slot cornerback, 16. That's his first year. 2022, 45% slot corner. So they're really capitalizing on the speed of him and having him do a lot more covering. And Tom Brady with a really quick pass to the wide receiver almost gets tipped by Simmons as we're complimenting his speed. SEC is fun to watch. Yeah. Well, Alabama is good always, right? Tennessee is good. Florida is, I mean, they're having a bad year, but they've been decent. Sometimes they surprise us and they're good. You got Georgia. Auburn can be good. We've seen Auburn be good. I mean, right there. Which is said, do y'all do shrooms? No. I threw up in trip balls after that. Bro, I can get us chocolate bars. You don't like the all natural organic mushroom taste? I don't, but I would try shrooms, says Robert. Yeah, shrooms for people, I guess it sounds a lot more intimidating than the experience really is. I mean, it can be intense, but everything that like they show you about like, you know, a leprechaun showing up, I just feel like things are more distorted and kind of stretched than things are just appearing. And Richard said it doesn't matter. We need to hang out soon for sure. I enjoy them. I like them too. It helps me chill and think. Yeah, I know they just made microdosing legal in what was that? That was in Colorado. Microdosing. There's a lot of moms saying that by microdosing it helps them being more present, and it's gaining a lot of traction in the medical field. Really think when it comes to psychedelics, we haven't even tapped into the potential medical benefits of those because we're too busy arresting people for 20 years. So glad to see that that's not a priority anymore. And maybe we can even learn more about them. So right now they're looking at a replay to see if there was a first down, and indeed we get a good look at it. It's going to be 4th and inches, so indeed no first down. 10:57 left in the second quarter. Brady lined up to go for it. No field goal here. They're just going to do the old QB sneak. Tom Brady is probably converted on 99% of those in his career. Brian Leftwich calling resolved. Weird. Facebook just said it. Can you guys still hear me? He got it. Can you guys still hear me? I just got a notification that said Facebook is not able to stream me right now. Let's see. Let's see. You got it. Damn. Did I lose you guys?